Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the KitKat Chunky Limited Edition Mint. Yeah, so very excited about this one. Well, I'm always excited about new chocolate, as I'm sure everyone knows. That's why I'm here. But yeah, I mean this one's well, I think they released this a few years back actually, and I don't know. Basically, KitKat Chunkies are always coming out with limited edition ones now, and I think that's quite nice actually. They rarely sort of live up to being as good as the KitKat Chunky Peanut Butter, to be honest with you, which I think is probably one of the best bars out there. I'm not really a genuine, well, a general peanut butter fan, but that bar I just love, you know what I mean? So strange, you know, but there you go. But I think a few years back they did do like a sort of, I think it was a vote range, I think, where people could vote on the one they wanted to keep, I think it was. And I think the peanut butter won one year, maybe the mint won the other, or something like that, I'm not sure. I don't know, I'm not sure now. I'm sure the peanut butter, or maybe this was involved at the same time. I'm not too sure actually. Maybe just leave a comment, let me know. But something along those lines anyway, I think. So it's either separate, you know, the peanut butter one became permanent, and this one was another one where he did a limited edition one that was semi-permanent or something. I'm not sure. But either way, it was out 2 years back. I did the ones like the New York cheesecake and the cookie dough one and stuff like that as well. And of course this one now, yeah, this one. So I'm very excited. Yeah, so as I say, I've done quite a lot of reviews. I don't think I've reviewed this one. I reviewed the New York cheesecake one and the cookie dough one. So in this corner here, there'll be linked to playlists of all my reviews, all 650 odd of them, or however many there is now. So after you've subscribed, like this video, of course, go watch those, and yeah, preferably in more than one sitting, but feel free to binge them. And I've put a playlist to all my KitKat reviews as well. Will, you know, it'll probably appear later in the video, more on the summary side, but it'll be there now. So if you click on the eye symbol, you know, so you just hover over it and it should appear, and click on the eye symbol, and yeah, you should see the playlist that as well. And if you're in a position to do so, it'd be great if you could support me on Patreon. I do have a Patreon channel. Yeah, so go where that'll be up there as well, or in the description below, or both, and of course the YouTube membership program as well. So either or, any or both, probably not both really, but one or the other, or both if you can. Yeah, so put me on there, that'd be really great, and it would really help out the channel. So thank you so much. Okay, let's get back to the review then. Okay, so here we go. So very excited about this one. Now it's a typical KitKat Chunky. I'm sure they don't feel like they're as chunky as they used to be. I don't know if that's just one of those things where you misremember things, but they definitely feel like they're a lot smaller than they used to be. They are still big. Because basically what a KitKat Chunky is, it's like a big version of one of their individual fingers that appears in a regular KitKat. Because a regular KitKat is like a sort of 2 or 4, usually 2-fingered when I was younger. You can buy them in a pack of 10 basically, or 7 or whatever, of the 2-fingered versions. But there are 4-fingered individually purchasable versions as well. Okay, yeah, so yeah, and this one is obviously just a giant version essentially, as of one of the individual fingers from one of those bars. So yeah, so not normally this big. And basically, yeah, it's wafer with several layers of wafer with chocolate in the middle, in between, covered in chocolate as well. So you can kind of see well, that's basically it, isn't it? Yeah, so there you go. Very nice. So lovely if you love wafer. Very much up my street. Yeah, and of course this is presumably chocolate that's flavoured with mint. So what does it say? Does it say, in fact? What's up for the there we go. Yeah, so crispy wafer finger covered with mint flavoured milk chocolate. 68%, I think it says. Yes. It says, know your servings. One serving is 1 bar. 1 bar is 1 serving. So, yeah, so it's 100, it's 40 grams. So, per bar, 203 calories, 10.1 grams of fat, 5.5 of which are saturates. But per 100 grams, it's 509 calories, 25.2 grams of fat, 13.8 of which are saturates. So there you go. Yeah, it's got the Nestlé, good food, good life, it says. Okay, good to know, KitKat contains no artificial colours, flavours or preservatives. I don't think many things do these days, do they? I mean, you know, well maybe some things do, but store cool and dry, it says. It used to say cool, dry place, but it seems to have whittled that down a bit now. Yep, so there we go. Okay, not much more else to say, really, I don't think. Suitable for vegetarians, it says. It's got the V symbol there. Yeah, looks very nice. Evokes the mint, bit of mint taste. It's funny actually, because I was in Asda looking for these, and it's my local supermarket, and basically they had like a KitKat display stand, and it had on a display stand all these like mint leaves. It wasn't green, but it had mint leaf. Obviously the leaf was green, but they didn't have this sort of green backing, but it was red with all these leaves on, but it didn't sell any mint Kit Kats, which is really annoying. So I thought, I know where they've got that from, and I know what it's meant to have, but there's no mint ones on there. And I go in there quite frequently because I say it's my local, and they've never had mint Kit Kats, so it's really annoying that they've somehow got hold of that stand and not actually mint Kit Kats. Okay, well, I think we should give it an open then. So let's do it. Let's give it an open. Okay, once we can give this KitKat Mint Chunky or KitKat Chunky Mint an open. But first of all, we'll just measure the flourishes. So massive flourishes on these ones. The smaller, well, the more regular sized bars tend to have even more ridiculous disparities between the actual length of the bar and what's the length of the wrapper. So it's 15 centimetres. I normally say that a fifth loss is probably acceptable, but I can tell you now it's going to be well, we'll see. Not confident. Wouldn't have normally feel like it's going to be more than the fifth, but let's have a look. So it was 15 centimeters we said. So we reckon 3 cent. So if it's 3 centimeters smaller or well not quite or less, that's within a fifth. But so it's 11.5. So we've lost 3.5 centimeters. Yeah, so we've just lost over a fifth. Which is disappointing really, but it's it's disappointing. I've seen worse though. I've seen worse. Yeah, very nice mint smell coming from it. I have to say, typical mint smell. It's mint chocolate smell, like matchmakers or something like that, or even after eights, that kind of smell. It's about 2.9 centimeters wide, and height wise, about 1.5 centimeters, just over maybe. Yeah, and the length, yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. So the length on the top as well, height on the top. So I said it was 11.5. It's 10.5 at the top because of the shape. So you are losing quite a lot of volume there. And the width, same with the width. So it does say it's 2.9 at the bottom, but the top it's about 1.9, maybe 2. So yeah, oh sorry, 2. Yeah, 2. Yeah, so because you can see at the bottom, there. But if you look compared to the top, and there's this like step around the edge. So a bit cheeky, really. You can see. I mean, obviously, a Kit Kat is generally a 2-fingered bar, but I don't like the way I guess it enables you to break it in half, and it's always got this. You see hashtag my break and stuff. I know that's break as in a rest, but or a treat for a break. But obviously breaking the bar as well. But so obviously they've done that to enable you to snap it in half, I think, or to. I don't know if it really helps, but it sort of seems to give you the implication you can snap it there. But I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it that they do that. I feel like I'd rather it just be one big like Kit Kat finger, really. And I'll say in a regular Kit Kat finger, you don't have these steps at the bottom either. So I feel like it's a bit of a con. But it does smell nice, as I say. Let's try snapping it there. So it does snap at that point. You can see that's what he gets. It's got this like judge's wig of chocolate, and there's nice 4 layers. Is it a wafer? At least it was on the wrapper. Well, no, really. Just about, maybe. It's as if one of them is not quite a layer, but anyway, it's not too dissimilar to the. Let's see, can I show you on the front? There. Yeah, not massively dissimilar. It's not as neat, of course, but probably never going to be. Not too dissimilar. Yeah, so you could probably give it that. I'd say the layers between them are a lot smaller though, and the real thing for sure. So, but it does tell you what's there. Yeah. Obviously, clearly, not quite the same. So yeah, maybe just about give it the maybe. I've seen worse, but I've seen far better. Yes, there we go. So I think that's roughly it, really. I think there's much more to say. I think it's a nice. Let's just cut it down the middle here. So thick the chocolate is there. So yeah, so the thickness of the chocolate is even thicker there. Actually, look at that. It's a very thick chocolate there. Even thicker than it was in front of it, which is there. Yeah, it's the same segment. So yeah, no, it's nice. That's a nice mint smell. Not overly strong mint smell coming from it, but yeah. And at the bottom, quite a thin layer of chocolate at the bottom there, you'll see. But it does, but it's solid at the bottom. But it's very thin. Especially compared to the top, but the top's quite thick, so yeah, probably let them off. Okay, I think we should, yeah, give it a taste. Hashtag my break. With Chocolo Roberto. Okay, let's give it a taste. Okay, I was going to give this a KitKat Chunky Mint, or KitKat Mint Chunky, limited edition, a taste. So excited for this one, definitely. Probably going to be a bit underwhelming, I think, because it's just going to be mint flavoured chocolate. But nonetheless, I do like KitKat Chunkies, so I'm excited, and got quite a thick layer of chocolate on the top there as well, you can see. Okay, let's give it a taste. It's okay. I think the mint and Nestlé chocolate is not the best coupling, at least in this case. I don't know. It doesn't seem to. Maybe it's the thickness of the chocolate or something, but I don't know. Obviously, I realise matchmakers and things. I'm sure they're Nestlé. Are they Nestlé? I think they are. It seems to work there okay, and I think they're quite nice. But it's not the chocolate that's flavoured mint in those cases. It's like all these candied crystal pieces. I think they're mint flavoured. I'm not sure, but in this case, it's yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I think the mint just doesn't quite go really. I don't know if you're a mad fan of mint flavoured chocolate or mint in general. I feel like you probably would still think this is nice, but I think generally, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a flavour that doesn't really give anything to the bar at all. Obviously, got the lovely wafer, and obviously the chocolate's very thick. So I think, I don't know. I just feel like it seems to detract from the flavour of the chocolate, really. I wouldn't say Nestlé chocolate, milk chocolate's the best. White chocolate's really good. And I think somehow the Yorkie bar works really well, even though it's just their chocolate, a big block of it. But it's really, because it has such a bite to it that it seems to work. But I think generally, it's not what it's known for. I think the addition to mint doesn't help it in any way either. You'd think maybe it would obviously give it a mint taste, which it does, but I feel like it just I feel like it gives it a bit more of a creamy taste. There's some, it seems to affect it in that way for some reason. No, I don't think it. For me, it's okay. I mean, I would say disclaimer here as well that mint isn't my favourite flavouring with chocolate. You know what I mean? I mean, I rarely would go out my way to get to mint flavoured things. Given a matchmaker mint or orange, I'd go for the orange. Given, I think in the old days it was an orange aero and a mint one. I'd always go for the orange one. The orange ones are the ones I veer off to. I don't mind mint and everything, but it's just, it isn't my flavour of choice. So there is that, so bear that in mind. But I think this one, I think it's clear to say that if you do love mint chocolate and you like KitKats, I find it difficult to think that you would not, think that the mint edition here is better, is a bonus. But for me, I don't think it really adds to it. I think it drags the chocolate flavour down rather than up. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm getting it really. So, I feel like the chocolate flavour is not as nice. Of course, it's got mint flavour in there as well, but I feel like the chocolate, for some reason or another, it's just, the taste you're getting, it just isn't quite as nice as it otherwise is. Even though it's just a mint flavour, if that makes sense. I feel like the chocolate consistency and whatever, even though it probably is the same, it tastes different. It doesn't taste as good. It feels like it feels like you're sort of tasting more of the creaminess of it rather than sort of the chocolatiness of it. And I always prefer my chocolate to taste chocolatey rather than creamy. So when you start adding, when you get like Belgian chocolates and things where they start to become more and more creamy, that to me is taking away from the chocolate taste. Now, obviously there's a limit, because dark chocolate where there's almost no creamy taste in there at all, it's too dry. I like to have some kind of middle ground, but as I say, I think the Belgian ones just tend to go a bit too much for me. And as I say, so this one, again, if you like your Guyane seashells or whatever. I know they're hazelnut praline or something, but obviously they're a bit creamy as well. And those kind of Belgian-y chocolates, you might think this one gets a bit of a benefit, but of course you do have all the mint flavouring on top of that, which you might not like. Yeah, so I don't know. For me, they're okay. These ones. I think if you like mint, especially I think you're gonna want to add an extra mark onto this. But I think for me, it's a 3 out of 5. It's pretty average, really. It's just a typical mint chocolate bar. I think it's nice that it's a KitKat. The wafer's crunchy and things. Could argue that might raise it to 3.5. I'll decide when I come to do the editing. Might push it up to 3.5, but because it is probably just a bit better because of the wafer. But I don't know. I feel like the whole emphasis, because it's a mint taste, is on the chocolate. Yeah, so I don't know. As I say, mint's not my go-to flavour. You must bear that in mind. I think if it is for you, I would say it's probably a 4 out of 5. If you really love KitKats as well, I'd still say. I mean, I really like KitKats. I love the wafer filling. I love the chocolate. So I don't think it's really going to make much difference if you're a massive KitKat fan. I think you can assume that I am one of those, because I am. KitKat Chunky peanut butter is possibly my favourite chocolate bar. There are some that are up there with it, but that is one of them that I really like. So, and I do like regular KitKats as well. Yeah, so I think I probably, as I say, for moments I'm going to say 3 out of 5, but you never know. It could change as I do my captions and think about it a bit more. But there we go, so 3 out of 5. But let me know what you think as well, guys. Yeah, let me know if you're really into mint and if you think this is basically the definitive KitKat Chunky. I'm not sure it is, as I say. I think the peanut butter one is my favourite. I've tasted a lot of them. Some of them are quite disappointing as well, and I think generally they just don't quite work as well with an added flavour. Really, I don't know, or they don't quite implement them as well. But I think this one, though, as I say, it just brings the chocolate taste down with it. I think that's the problem I have with it, really, in my opinion, anyway. So I think that's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, which is still, an average mark, but just not. It's just that, really. I think I'd rather just have a regular KitKat. I think the chocolate tastes nicer, or KitKat Chunky. I think the chocolate tastes nicer, and it's not brought down by the mint flavour, really. And it's not just the mint flavouring, as I say. It just seems to make it taste creamier, which I think it's fine as it was. I don't think it needs to go any change like that, and that's the main reason why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Okay, guys. Well, let me know what you think. As I say, leave a comment or free. Always great to hear from you. Subscribe to my videos. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon if you can as well, and obviously the YouTube membership program also. All the links are in the descriptions, things like this, or dotted around the channel somewhere. You'll find them, I'm sure. Just search for Chocolo and Roberto. Okay, take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. See ya.